So we're just going to take a quick look at the Learning Guide progress tracking sheet that you can find at the back of your son or daughter's planner. And this is a tool that you can use just to track the progress of how quickly your son or daughter is moving through their classes. And it's a good thing to review maybe once a week or once every couple weeks just to see how things are going. So you can kind of get a quick sense of what it looks like here. And so in this class, for example, Mr. Smith's Math 8 class, we'll call the student Sally. So this might be Sally's Learning Guide tracking sheet. And so what Sally's doing right now, she's doing very well, you can see. And so she brings that home. And maybe the next time she writes a test, you'll see that all of these things have been signed off by the teacher, Mr. Smith. So you'll see Mr. Smith's signature under each one of these. If there's no signature, that means that that test is not verified. So you do want to make sure that these signatures are here. And so you can see that she's gone all the way to Learning Guide. If you can see these little faded out numbers here, there's the one right underneath here. She's up to Learning Guide 16. So that's not too bad. Here in Mrs. Word's English class, she's only up to Learning Guide 3. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing, because maybe Sally has actually progressed so quickly in math, and it's only December or January, she's going to be finishing this class early and at a quicker pace. So if there's permission from Mrs. Word from the English class for her to come back when she's done that and hit this at a quicker pace to catch up on what she's missed, then that's an option. But that's something you want to check on with the classroom teacher. Is that available to them? Are they behind, or are they going to be able to catch up when they're done the math? But this is a good way to check in on that. You can also see here from Mr. Beaker's social class that there's nothing written down at all. And that's really an indicator that either A, nothing's been done, or maybe Sally hasn't had a chance to get this signed off. Regardless, a rule of thumb that's a good rule of thumb to have is for you to tell Sally, if she's your daughter, that you need to go see Mr. Beaker and get these signed off. If Sally says, oh, he's been too busy, I can't find him, I keep forgetting, you really need to assume that nothing has been done in that class. And that way, when it comes to a report card period, you're not going to be caught with a surprise that you have to try and problem solve with the classroom teacher and with Sally. And you can see here at the bottom, here's another piece. You can see that in Miss Elliman's science class, that there's some marks here that might be a little bit concerning. She's got a 90 in Learning Guide 2, but there's a 43. Oh, here's a 35, and a 60, and a 20. Here's a 13. So even though these things are getting done, you can get a good sense of, you know, there's something going on here, and it's a good opportunity for you to actually make some contact with Ms. Element to say, I see she's already up to Learning Guide 6, but I don't think she's doing very well. Is there anything we can do to maybe help out? Does she need extra tutorial? Can I be doing something at home? Is she attending regularly? Is she accessing you for help after school, or taking down notes? All those kinds of questions. So this is called the Learning Guide progress tracking page. It's in the back of the planner, and it's a really good tool to use on, say, a weekly to bi-weekly basis, just to check and see that your son or daughter is keeping up with their studies at Thomas Haney.